In this video, I'm going to talk about the number one killer of factory performance and the 4 things that contribute to that. Let's dive right in. Hi there, my name is Ed Serber. I'm the founder of edserber.com, and what we do is we help factory professionals streamline, innovate, and scale. And in this video, I want to talk about the number one killer of factory performance and the 4 things that contribute to that one thing. So let's go ahead and switch over to the iPad here and dive right in. So in most factory settings, there is a performance metric or a KPI that we like to track called OEE. And OEE stands for Overall Equipment Effectiveness. And there's 3 factors that go into overall equipment effectiveness. The first one is line availability, so availability of the assets themselves. The second one would be performance of the assets or the production lines, and the third one would be the quality output of the production line itself. And specifically, the number one killer of factory performance specifically is going to be in the performance category, or the performance component of OEE, and specifically that is the downtime component. So affecting performance is when the line is available to run, but it's not running because of some sort of downtime. Now in downtime, we have 2 types of downtime. We have what's called scheduled downtime, and we have unscheduled downtime. And the one that we want to worry about here, the one that kills us the most, is the one we don't know about, the unscheduled downtime. So what causes unscheduled downtime? Well, there's really only 4 things that cause unscheduled downtime. So let me dive right into this. So the 4 things that cause unscheduled downtime, the first one in terms of line performance, right? So equipment performance, asset performance. The first one is what we call old equipment. So if you're working in a factory, if you've had any experience in a factory, one of the things that we tend to have to deal with is aged equipment, or equipment that has lots of deferred maintenance, and we put that in the category of old equipment. The second thing that causes unscheduled downtime is what we would call a chaotic or a reactive work environment. So this is when things happen, right? We're sort of running around like a bunch of firefighters trying to put fires out all day long. So a line goes down and we're just reacting to it. We're not actually being proactive to try and eliminate the unscheduled downtime. The third issue that we see has to do with what I call finger pointing. And finger pointing is pretty straightforward, right? So if you work in a factory setting, you have lots of production operators, production professionals, maintenance professionals, quality team members, sanitation. There's all sorts of functions in the factory that are responsible for keeping the factory running. And what typically happens is when you have especially unscheduled downtime, right, you'll see a lot of finger pointing going on. You'll see a lot of people not taking ownership or holding themselves accountable for the actual downtime. Typically, the issue rarely has to do with a person, although we feel sometimes it has to do with a person. But people tend to, really take things personal, right? When something goes down, they don't want to be the bad guy. They don't want to be the one that who was to blame for a line to go down. So it's kind of a natural human reaction oftentimes is to point fingers at someone else. So for example, you have maybe a motor went down on a line, and the maintenance technicians come in there, they get called in to fix the motor, and then someone starts asking, well, what happened to the motor? Why did it go down? Instead of saying, well, we didn't maintain it, they might finger point and say, well, the sanitation team got it all wet, and the motor fried out. That's an example I come across quite often. Obviously, it doesn't really help to finger point because we're not actually solving any problems. And the fourth area that causes this unscheduled downtime is what I call poor structure. And what I mean by poor structure specifically is when it comes to the production lines, when it comes to making sure that the machinery and the equipment, the assets are up and running. If you don't have a good structure, so for example, a computerized maintenance management system is a good example, maybe a spare parts program, maybe having the right tools, maybe the maintenance shops are not in order, maybe there's toolboxes that should be on the line for the production operator to use, things of that sort. That's what I would call structure. So when these four things come together, and especially if you have one or upwards of all four, then you probably are going to feel a lot more of this unscheduled downtime, these activities in your factory. So again, those are the four things that I see that causes a lot of unscheduled downtime in a factory. Now, in another video, I'm going to go over how to actually fix each of these four things. But for now, I just wanted to kind of lay that out there and let you think about it, that you probably, if you're having any sort of unscheduled downtime in your factory, it's most likely coming from one or all of these four categories. So hopefully that's helpful. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of clarity as to what might be driving some unscheduled downtime in your factory. And if you're liking this type of video, if you're liking my channel, hopefully you are clicking that like button and subscribing to the channel, and there's a little notification bell that you can click on too to get notified when I drop a new video. In the meantime, take a look at some of these other videos I've got on my channel. They're gonna hopefully walk you through some other issues that are happening in the factory, and then look out for another video on this particular topic of these four categories of downtime. So until then, take care. Good luck in your factory. Talk to you soon. Bye.